want to take a second to talk to you about underdogs.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for
you.
Fly, Eagles, fly, Eagles on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man soft. Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph. Season here, really time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So I got football on my mind, baby. I got football on my mind. So today we're gonna talk, man. We got look, the Eagles win another game, right? We go out there and we smash the Pittsburgh Steelers. That felt good. That's all fine and dandy. We have another game against Houston, a game we should win. A game we should win, right? That's a game we should win. And then you look at the rest of the schedule, and it feels like you got a lot of games you should win. So the question is, can the Philadelphia Eagles run the table? Can the Philadelphia Eagles go 17-0? I think that there's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's very, very tough. It's a hard thing to do. You're going to play a lot of division rivals. They're going to want to obviously deceive you. They're going to want to dethrone you. They're going to want to make you look bad. At least worse than you actually are, right? So you're going to get everybody's best game, especially moving forward. We're not surprising anybody. You know, the Philadelphia Eagles are who they are, and the NFL knows it at this point. So they're going to try and give us their A game every single time we go out there on the field. So it's going to be tough, but we have a darn good team. We have a pretty good team. I think that this is a team that can definitely kind of silence out maybe some of the media that's going to tell them that they should win every game. I feel like they're going to go into every game with a chip on their shoulder, wanting to prove that they are what they are. So I want to say that this could happen, but any given Sunday. So, I mean, in my opinion, there's no solid fact that says that the Philadelphia Eagles can't go 17-0. It just comes down to you never know. That's really what it comes down to. I don't look at anybody on this schedule and sit here and say, that's going to be a tough game. That's going to be a rough one. I just don't see it. So if we do lose, it's going to be interesting to see how we lose. And if we do lose, it's going to be interesting to see how we bounce back from that loss. But obviously, a lot of things happening right now in the landscape, in the NFL landscape. Chase Claypool gets traded to the Bears. And I know there's another one that I just had up. And Cooks is looking like he's liking trade rumors, so he's probably ready to move on. I kind of feel bad for Chase Claypool because it's like you're going from one bad situation to another. But on the other end, you look at a Justin Fields, right? And I know he's not an Eagle, so it doesn't really matter. But you look at Justin Fields, and realistically, I don't feel like he's had any type of supporting cast outside of early on in his career. Obviously, he had Allen Robinson, I think, for like a couple games before he got traded, or at least a couple weeks. I'm not even sure how long he had him, but at least giving him a guy like Chase Claypool, who might be a realistic number 1 or 2 in this league. He's still very young, obviously has big hands, big play speed. We've seen, as Eagles fans, we've seen what he can do if given the opportunity, especially if he's covered by linebackers, right? That goes back a couple years, but if you know, you know. But hey, look, this is now going to give him a realistic opportunity to get scouted, to get looked at by this team and see if he's actually a quarterback, him being Justin Fields. So we'll see what happens. What's going on, Lil in the building? What's going on, Hewan in the building? I'm chilling, man. We talking some birds, man. TJ Hawkinson also got traded to the Lions. That's going to be interesting. I mean, not to the Lions, from the Lions to the Vikings. That's going to be interesting to see how that works out. I have Hawkinson on my fantasy roster, so it's kind of weird. I think it was like very last minute that this happened, but I think it could be a good trade. The Vikings are looking pretty decent. Obviously, the only loss that they have so far is us, right? You know, because we're that team. But we'll see what happens, man. What's going on, Ryan? What's going on? And Rams seem to have offered 2 first-round picks for Panthers Brian Burns. These dudes just do not care about draft picks. I'm glad that the Eagles don't do that. And I'm glad, I am hoping that the Eagles never become that, because there makes no sense for the Eagles to go out there and give up all these draft picks. It doesn't make much sense for a lot of these guys to give up all these draft picks. A second round pick for Chase Claypool is really not that bad. That's not really that bad. And that's it's their own pick. Okay, so it wasn't the pick that they got for Roquan Smith. It's going to be their own pick, which is actually a little bit worse. You would think maybe the Ravens pick is going to be a little bit lower, but we'll see what happens. What's going on, Rylan? What's going on? I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Eagles got Kamara. That's not true. That's not true. If that's true, I might go crazy. That's not true. Where are you seeing that? You think we running all over Houston or dropping dimes on them? I say we run all over them. I hit talking joke. Eagles realists, you can't do that right now. This is a trade deadline. You never know. You never know, to be honest. But at the end of the day, man, the hat is fire. You already know what's going on, Dita. What's going on? But I think that we should run all over them. I think that we should be worrying about our health during this game. I think that we should. I don't want to say take it easy on them, and I don't want to say just go out there and just put our backups in or anything like that. But I want to be conscious that we have a short week this week, and then we have a long week next week. We play Monday, so it allows you to kind of rest up. So if I'm the Eagles, I'm kind of going slow. I'm being smart about this. You know what I'm saying? I'm being very smart about what I do with it. AJ Brown rocking that Hurts 22 shirt. I like that. It's going to be interesting to see what the Eagles do, man. And, I don't know if the Eagles feel like they're in a position that they need to get somebody. Maybe at the running back position, maybe a defensive tackle, but outside of that, maybe a third safety if they can, squander one up. But outside of that, who really is out there? I mean, you're looking at guys that are starters that are probably on the trade block. So unless the Eagles can kind of swindle somebody for the low or for the, cheap at least, I don't really see us being that crazy at this deadline. What's going on, Lindy? What's going on? Who you think we get before the deadline? Because if Sander goes down, game one, number one. Running back position is interesting. It really is interesting. Obviously, I don't want to assume that, Miles Sanders is going to get hurt, but it could happen. It definitely could happen. And we've seen it happen, unfortunately, with him in his career, that he hasn't been able to stay healthy throughout his career. So I don't want to, I don't know. It sucks having to prepare for something like that. Who would we get? Obviously, Hunt's name is thrown out there. Madison from the Vikings is an interesting guy if they're still willing to part with him. I'm trying to think. I know we were kind of tied to old boy from the Colts. What's his name? That's their running back from the Colts. Dang, I'm blanking on his Naheem Hines. For some reason they're linked to Naheem Hines. That could be interesting. I'm one that I really don't feel like the Eagles need a number one running back. We need a guy that can complement what we have. And if he needs to go out there and be that lead back for a week or two or three at worst, then that comes as it comes. But I don't think we need to go and spend big assets on a running back right now. If you're gonna spend big assets, I'd almost rather you go get another defensive lineman, whether that be an interior guy or another pass rusher. Interior of that defensive line, not having Jordan Davis, that's going to be tough. 4 to 6 weeks, I believe it was. That's going to be tough. So it's one of those things that if you're going to spend the assets, spend them somewhere where we're weak right now. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if the running back position is somewhere we're weak right now. So, I don't know. Said knock on woods for Sanders. Yeah, I mean, you got to knock on a whole forest, man. He's been very unlucky lately. It is what it is. Lowe says, I don't think he's going to get hurt this year. I just got a feeling that some same feeling told me Hurts and Miles was going to ball this year. I like what Miles has been able to do, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You never know what's going to happen. This is a long season, right? You're going 17 games. So you never know what'll happen. Obviously, we saw a little bit of our backups in that Pittsburgh game, which is always nice. And especially on this short week, you were able to rest them for like damn near 10 minutes, which was low-key kind of disrespectful, bro. I loved it, though. We low-key disrespected them. We whooped their butt. But, we'll see what happens. Naheem Hines, I'm not against it. It just depends on what we're giving up. It really does. It depends on what we're giving up. Taylor says running back by committee has been great so far. We have great depth there. Yeah, I agree, but I definitely think that we need to add somebody. And I said this earlier. I think I was on the Call Sports. Definitely go check them out, man. I do a show over there 6 to 9 every Saturday, 6 to 9 p.m. And today I was on someone else's show. They asked me to come on and just talk about these Eagles. And it's one of the things I said is that I feel like I lost where we were going. Oh yeah, I feel like we just need one guy that can help us in pass protection. I feel like that's really where we're lacking right now. If we can get a running back that can help in pass pro, can pick up that extra blitzer when we're getting them, I think that'll be big, and I think that'll pay big dividends, especially in obviously the pass game. But I think that there's a lot of things that these Eagles can do to kind of work around what they have. So it'll be interesting to see how they work. These are first world problems. These are winner problems. These are winners' problems. We don't have problems. We have, I don't even know. We just bored at this point. It's like we winning so much. We just bored. We're just gonna talk about what we got to fix, what can get even better. But no, all jokes aside, I feel like it can get better. There's areas that we can improve upon as a team. There's areas individually that these players can improve upon. So it's gonna be scary. I mean, if we ever hit our full peak this year, which it might not happen, it might take us a year to really get this team where it needs to be. But if we reach our full, potential this year, it'll be crazy. And we really don't even have to reach our full potential to win a Super Bowl, in my opinion, if I'm being 100% honest. I don't think the NFC is really that scary. So we'll see what happens, man. We will see what happens. Spack says Hines would be a better backup running back, better punt returner over Covey. I didn't think of that like that. I didn't think of the special teams aspect. That's true. That's true as well. Isn't Naheem Hines more of like kind of what we have in Kenny Gainwell? Like, isn't he more of like a scat back, like one of those guys that's going to catch more passes, maybe necessarily than run? Hines does make sense for the return game. Yeah, he definitely does. I didn't think of it like that. I definitely didn't think of it like that. Lindy says it'll have to be someone that can provide multiple values or make Boston Scott expendable because of the value they put in Gainwell. Hines provided an offense and good special teams due to provides. Yeah. I mean, it just depends on what we giving up. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, let's go give up a third round for. We'll see. What is Hines season even looking like this year? Obviously, I don't really watch a lot of the Colts games, so I mean, I don't really know what he's doing over there right now. But I'm not trying to give up too much. Like, I understand F them picks to a certain degree, right? Like, I get that. Like, if we have a shot to win this year, I get going all in and just going and trying to win this year. But at the same time, we have a really bright future with this team. And I don't feel like we're in a do or die situation. I feel like if we win a playoff game, if we make it to the Super Bowl, I can't really be that disappointed. Like, it really depends on if we just, totally fall off at the end of the year, but I don't think we will. I want to see Quez go. Yeah, I want to see Quez going. Quez, he's been on the field a lot. It just feels like the ball doesn't come to him. Like, and it has to do a lot with how the teams are just kind of making sure we don't beat them deep. Like, they're not letting us beat them deep, especially with the blitzing and everything like that. We have to get the ball out of our hands quick. So we're not able to really attack down the field, which has to change. That has to change. And that kind of goes back to the whole, depending on what kind of running back you get. I mean, that'll affect that. If you can get a running back that makes them either stay back because they have to respect him, or, in the passing game as well, or you get a running back that can just pick up that extra blitzer and help us have extra time. So we need to get him going down the field. But at the same time, he should be in some of these hots. He should definitely be one of these guys that, you're saying, all right, 3 steps and look at your guy, look at Hurts, because he has the speed. We have to find ways. I believe it's like 70 or 80 yards in 7 games. Like, we have to find ways to get his hand on the ball. We found a way to get Pascal going, right? So hopefully they can figure something out with Quez. I think that he's a talent, man. I think he's a really good talent. Not to mention the connection to Sirianni, example, Pascal. Yeah. Now we need Boston for those Giants games, the Giant killer. Facts. Yeah, facts. And we gotta we'll just call him back every Giants week. We'll just, even when he retires, he's got to come back and just be the honorary captain for all the Giants games. Yo, GG's from Sunday, bro. Appreciate you, Jacob. Appreciate you. That's real talk right there. My Steelers just traded Claypool. Yeah, I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was surprised that the Bears even really wanted to do that. I mean, I guess you're basically just getting a jump start on free agency, right? Because he was going to be a free agent. Am I wrong about that? Was he going to be a free agent, or is he on like his fourth year or something like that? But either way, I know he's played a couple years already, and he's on that rookie deal. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. It is kind of weird, and I don't think that the Bears are in a situation to go out there and win a bunch of games. So I think this is really just so that they can evaluate what they have in Justin Fields, and if they have to move on to another quarterback, because I think they're basically saying, I know you don't have any wide receivers. Here's one. Yeah, I'm trying to keep my eye locked in just to make sure nothing happened with these birds. I just want to make sure we don't get a trade going. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Miss Bird Gang? What's going on? Would you pay or trade for Jabril Peppers to be a backup? I would. I would, depending on what it takes. You're gonna hear me say that a lot, depending on what it takes, obviously, but I don't think it would take much. I really maybe some late round draft picks. So I I definitely would. I definitely would. I think third safety is definitely somewhere we can shore up, somewhere we can get better. So I like Kayvon Wallace, but he's just not there yet. We'll see if we give him another year. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. But I just don't feel like he's there yet. So I would. I would. I was surprised when we traded Claypool to Chicago. I'm hoping he's good with the Bears. I don't know what the Bears are. Like I said, I think it's just that they're trying to evaluate what they have, but it's interesting. They didn't give up too much. A second round pick, I know it's theirs, so it most likely will be a pretty high, second round pick. I'm just kind of surprised. I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of surprised. But it's gonna be a fun connection between him and Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields. I definitely like Justin Fields. So we'll see what happens with them two. Yeah, I just want to see if anything happens with the Eagles. I doubt anything happens. But you never know. You never know. I know that they're talking right now. So hey, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Hey, in my in the grand scheme of everything, if we realistically just sit and look at what we have as far as our team goes, I don't feel like there's any reason that we should be, barking for a trade. There's nobody out there that we've heard that is available that really just makes this team a automatic Super Bowl team. Like I don't even think the big names. Like I don't even think if we add Alvin Kamara, I don't think that automatically solves a problem. Like he's a great running back. Don't get me wrong, and that makes our running back room look, kind of monstrous. But you still have to figure out how everybody gets these touches. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that the Eagles can do. There's a lot of things, that the Eagles maybe but I don't think there's a lot that they should do, right? Like I think that they have options, and it's a beautiful place to be. You can figure it out as you go. I just hope that the Eagles don't give up a bunch of picks, give up a bunch of money, a bunch of assets for things and people that they don't need, just to look good, just to say, hey, we did something. That's a big fear of mine. That's definitely a big fear of mine. I just don't say, especially with the short week. Especially with the short week. I don't see the Eagles really making any moves. I think if they were going to do it, they were going to do it last week. I mean, the one way you can look at it is if you do go ahead and get a player today, you know what I'm saying? If you go get them today or tomorrow, or whatever, you're able, or I think the deadline is today at 4, right? But either way, if you're able to go out and get somebody, it does give you the opportunity to, have them over the long week that you're going to have, because we don't play till Monday after Thursday. And you can kind of get them into the system pretty quickly. We did see, obviously, Robert Quinn already playing. So depending on the position, it could be a quick, turnaround. Like a running back, I don't see that being such a long wait to see if they can get on the field. Wait, what? Bengals assistant coach? Wow. Offensive analyst. And is this new? The Cincinnati Bengals assistant coach passed away. Adam Zimmers. Wow. Rest in peace, man. That is tough, man. That's sad. That is sad, man. Rest in peace. That is crazy. That is crazy. Wow. What's going on, Rome? What's going on, man? Yeah, look, that's crazy, bro. I mean, obviously, rest in peace to Takeoff too, man. Like today's a crazy day. That dude was 36 years old or 38, something like that. I'm sorry, I don't have the article up anymore, but dang, that's tough. You say let's get Hunt, Rome? I mean, look, if we do, I wouldn't be mad, but it all depends on what we give up because I am not trying to give up a bunch of stuff. I really am not. Do you honestly see Gannon here next season? I don't. I think that'll be up to him though, because going into this season, a lot of people said that if he had a good year, he would get a head coaching job somewhere else. But I mean, he's having a good year. The defense is having a good year, but there's still, in my opinion, at least question marks about his system and everything. And if he just leaves, I kind of wonder who the heck's going to take over that system. It's such a weird. I guess it's not that weird. It's not that unique. I guess I don't know. To me, it looks like something I've never seen. So it'll be interesting to see what coach they bring in to take over his spot. Obviously, we had old boy coming in early in the year. What was his name? What was the coach that we had? Um the defensive guy, that Vic Fangio, right? We had Vic Fangio at a couple of our practices and stuff like that. So possibly he just takes over. He already kind of knows our players a little bit. Maybe he comes in and takes over, but I don't really want to change our system too much. Like I like what we got going. So maybe we're able to hold on to him. Maybe, he wants to kind of keep his name going, keep up I don't know. Who knows? I don't think he will be here, but I hope so. Honestly, I want another wide receiver like Cooks for hey. I feel like Steelers, just wait for the draft. You'll get another good guy. Like you guys always drafting somebody nasty in the second round. Yeah, y'all always got somebody nasty in the second round. What would I give up for Hunt? That's a good question. That is a good question. We don't have no more fourths this year, I don't think. I would do like a fourth next year and like like not this upcoming draft because like I said, I don't think we have anymore. I think at the most I would give him like a fourth, maybe like a low level player or something like that. Maybe give him Boston Scott back and give him a fifth or something like that. I don't know. I wouldn't give up too much. I really wouldn't. I don't know if I'll go as high as a third. I just don't know what he's going to be for us. Like I know that he's good and everything, and that's dope, but he doesn't want to be a second fiddle. He doesn't want to be in a I don't want to say he doesn't want to be in a rotation, but he's in a rotation now, and that's not going well with him. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how much I'm gonna give up. Not that much. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Not that much. Wow, the Nets are gonna hire Ime Aduka. Isn't he? Why? How does that work? So, all right, I'm so confused. So we really just signed. I was so happy when we fired Steve Nash. We really just signed a suspended coach. I'm just gonna walk away from basketball for a little while. We're gonna talk about stuff that makes me happy, like my Eagles. But I think Hunt is going to cut into Miles. I think the carries that Miles is getting is the perfect. I agree. I mean, that's why I feel like, look, if you're gonna take one or two snaps, I'd say 3 or 4 snaps from Miles, you'll take 1 or 2 from Scott, you'll take like 3 or 4 from this guy, and you get somebody that can be productive in like 10 touches, 10 to 15 touches. I think that's all we really need. If I'm being 100% honest, somebody that can just punch the defense in the mouth, be a change of pace, somebody that can block well. And if they play themselves into a bigger role, they play themselves into a bigger role. But I get nervous about bringing somebody in here that's going to expect to be that lead dog. And then like what? Like Kareem Hunt, isn't he on his last year of his deal too? So it's like you have now 2 running backs that you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do with at the end of the year. I don't know. I get a little bit nervous. I agree, question marks with his system, and he should blitz. But anyone can remember us not getting bombed on, no big plays on us this year. Maybe Swift week 1. It's hard to go 80 yards on us. I agree. Yeah. I mean, that was even last year. That was their whole mindset. It was like you're going to have to make a bunch of plays down the field and pick and, slowly go down the field on us. And we're going to hope that you make a mistake. This year, teams are making far more mistakes. We're taking far more advantage of the mistakes that people are making. So it is different. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is the same, but it is different. So, it comes down to personnel. It comes down to personnel. I don't know where he would go as a head coach, though. Like, where are you going to go as a head coach and not have a bad team and not have to go through what you're going through? So, I don't know. Maybe it makes more sense for him to just chill out here. A fifth and B Scott for, I would do that. I would do that. I wouldn't be mad at that. But again, it's it comes down to what you're giving up, and then it also comes down to the fit in the locker room. We've seen people come into Philadelphia and just not fit our system, not fit what we do, and that's not what I want. I do not want that. I do not want that. Any more trades today? Not that I'm seeing. Obviously, T.J. Hawkinson went to the Vikings, but I just want to see if the Eagles make a trade. That's all I really care about. I really don't care about nobody other than us. These other teams have to make. Wow, so the Commanders just traded William Jackson III to the Steelers. That's a big pickup for them. That's a big pickup for them. The Steelers are getting Will Jackson III. That's a good pickup. I got you, Jacob. I got you. That's not a bad. You got mod. You are modding here. But that's not a bad pickup. You guys get William Jackson. That's decent. That's decent. I want the. I don't. It's like I don't want the Eagles. Like I'm sitting here saying be smart, be smart. But as an Eagles fan, I definitely want to see something happen. I want to see some new name on this team, right? I mean, if it's Kareem Hunt, I'm going crazy. Wait, what happened? You guys are finalizing a deal with the Washington Commanders. The Steelers are finalizing a deal with the Washington Commanders for William Jackson. So that's a good pickup. Then he used to play for the Bengals, I believe. He had a rough go so far in Washington, but who hasn't? I mean, Washington been kind of bad, you know what I'm saying? So I like what y'all doing. Hey, what's going on, Keith? What's going on? What's going on? I mean, Eagles are going after running back Jamal Williams. Is that true? If we get Jamal Williams, that would be insane. So the Steelers and Commanders are expected to swap late round future picks in the trade for cornerback William Jackson III, a low risk addition for Pittsburgh, which is trying to shore up the defense while Washington moves on from a guy who didn't fit. Yeah, basically, that's from Tom Pelissaro. Pro Football Talk was the one that broke the news. Josina Anderson came out with it. Ian Rappaport came out with it. Did we get anyone today? We have not gotten anyone. The Eagles have not gotten anyone yet. I say yet. You never know. Big O, did you see that somewhere? Did you see somewhere that the Eagles are going after Jamal Williams? I haven't seen that. I have been out of the loop all day today, so I'm trying to catch up my darn self. You know what I'm saying? Jamal Williams is the word, right? Rumors right now, a name out of left field. That's Howie. Yo, if we get Jamal Williams, I'm going to say right now, if we get Jamal Williams, that would be a perfect pickup. Jamal Williams would be a beautiful pickup. Look, I understand. I understand I understand the inferences of that. I think that Jamal Williams is a starter on most teams, but what he's been able to do for the Detroit Lions, that offense has been explosive. That offense has been explosive. Obviously, having a couple of bad games in a row, but I mean, you got a 6-footer, big in the passing. I'll be cool with this, man. I would be cool with this, man. He already has 8 touchdowns. I'm cool with that. Nick Chubb to the Dolphins? Yeah, right. Wow. Oh, Bradley Chubb. Wow. For at least a 2023 first round pick. Oh, they not playing around. Miami not playing around. Miami is not playing around. That is wild. That's a big trade. Yeah, Halloween. That's from Halloween. You know what I'm saying? My Halloween outfit. I don't know if y'all saw it. It's hilarious. I'm gonna take this off though because it's getting hot. It's hot. I ain't gonna lie, man. I got these lights on me, man. It's hot. I was gonna try and keep it on for an hour, but I can't do it. That's a big trade. If the Eagles get Jamal Williams, I'm gonna say this. All right, let me go on my rant real quick. If the Eagles get Jamal Williams, how old is he? 27. What's his contract look like? Let me look at his contract real quick. I wonder what it would even take. I wonder what it would even take. He signed a 2-year deal, so it expires at the end of this year. He would only be on the cap hit. Right now, he's at $4 million. We'll see if that holds up. We'd probably get some of that off, so he would cost us like darn near nothing. I wonder what that would take. Like a late round pick. Obviously, the Detroit Lions ain't really they're not out there about to break records as far as their team goes. They might lose a lot more games coming up. So that is incredible. Wow. All right. So Miami traded their first from San Francisco, their fourth, Chase Edmonds. Ooh, Chase Edmonds his value might go up a little bit in fantasy. And Denver traded back Bradley Chubb in a 2025 fifth. That's a hell of a trade. That's not a bad trade for Miami, to be honest. Chase Edmonds wasn't really fitting what they were doing. That first round pick isn't even theirs. That fourth round pick is a year from now. That's not bad at all. Miami might have just got really, really good. Miami might have just got really, really good. We're going to keep our eye out for anything happening with the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are going to make a trade. I would love to be wrong, though. I would love to be wrong about that. I just don't see the Eagles making a trade. We'll see what happens. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 25 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family, share it with a friend. Let's keep an eye on these trades, see what happens. This is Washington corner. Good. Are you asking if he's good? He didn't fit what the Washington was trying to do. From all that I was told about him, he didn't fit what Washington was trying to do. Didn't play the best out there. But I feel like he was good prior to going there, so it might have just been Washington effect. Washington hasn't been that great of a team. So, look, man, I never thought of Jamal Williams because I didn't think that they would really want to give him up. I'm down, though. I am down. I am definitely down. You've talked me into it. Jamal Williams would be impressive. Jamal Williams will be fun. Jamal Williams will be fun. I'm hoping he can be good for us. Yeah, I think. Look, I'm not even gonna try and hate Pittsburgh. I got nothing but love for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Except for when we win, right? Or except for when we play. But no, I got love for Pittsburgh. I think this year y'all just trying to get through this year and learn about y'all team, see who's gonna stay, see who's not, and you go from there. I think that Chase Claypool is a very, very good young pickup. Jackson has upside to be good again, so I think you could do something. If we make a move, I would try to get Eddie. If we could get Eddie Jackson, that would be crazy. That would be insane if we could actually get Eddie Jackson. It doesn't look like the Bears are just throwing in the towel though. Like the Robert Quinn, the Roquan Smith trade, those trades felt like they were just saying, F this year. But then you go get a guy like Chase Claypool. I don't know. I don't know if you're saying F it. Maybe you got a little something left in the tank. Maybe you trying to, do a little something. Yeah, so the trade is confirmed. Bradley, hey. And what does this do? Does this let's pose that question. Is Denver just giving up? Whoa, Chubb from Broncos is getting traded. Yeah, the trade, the actual trade, for those that are just coming in, the actual trade, the Broncos are getting Chase Edmonds, first round from San Francisco, and a fourth rounder from Miami in 2024. And the Dolphins get Bradley Chubb and a 2025 fifth from the Broncos. So I don't know. Immediate reaction, I feel like the Dolphins won that trade, if I'm being 100%. Yeah, just confirmed. So with Greg Ward back on active roster, he got right back. He got put right back on practice squad from what I remember. I don't think he got called up again, but he came up on the active roster for like a couple days, and they sent his ass right back. So I mean, there's not much room in there's not much room in our wide receiving core right now. There's a lot of talent in that group. So outside of an injury, knock on wood, I don't see a lot of these guys seeing too much burn that are at the bottom of the roster. At least the bottom of the depth chart, right? right, I'm trying to make sure. I appreciate that, Jacob. I appreciate that. I don't know why it doesn't tell me. It usually tells me. Oh yeah, you the goat. You the goat. Oh, Joey sent it to you. That's what's up. Oh, shout out to Joey, man. He gifted 5 Philly podcast memberships. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. I don't know why Restream don't show me. I appreciate that. It was Joey Shakes. Shout out to my guy Joey Shakes, man. That's my brother, bro. I appreciate that. It could be doing what we did and go all in on Fields. Spend draft picks on the defense. On the side convo, James was crying out there. Lost. Parsons push lane backwards, but Hurts completed the pass. That's called a block. Yeah, facts. Facts. I mean, look, we're gonna have best of enemies tonight at 8, so that's gonna be fun. Me and James already. I know he feeling some type of way, so he already gonna probably come on here talking that talk because he hates to see us undefeated. You know what I'm saying? But I love it. I love it. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to my dog Joey Shakes, man, for gifting out 5 Philly the podcast memberships. If you guys can help me out and just hit that like, hit that subscribe, I would really, really appreciate it. Hit that notification bell. Maybe share it with a friend. Who knows? Spread all the love. Spread all the love. You know what I'm saying? Spread all the love. Now I'm kind of at the point that I just want to see a trade. I know I just said all that about how I don't want the Eagles to spend too much, but now I kind of want to see a trade happen. What's going on, Dave? What's going on? That's a good trade for Miami. Miami is smart for that trade. I got to give it to them. And the Dolphins are already expected to work out a new long-term deal with the new pass rusher, Bradley Chubb. So that's not just a one-off. That's not a rental for them. That's big. That is definitely big. It's crazy seeing these Cooks trade rumors. I remember when we used to need wide receivers. Are you going to any Eagles games? I'm going to try. Between my like work and, just being broke, it's tough to get out there, man. I live in Tampa, so it's tough. But I'm definitely going to try this year. My girl's originally from Philly, so I know she definitely wants to go out. Yeah, I know, right? We don't play the Dolphins this year, I don't believe. So we're good there. We are good there. I want to see these Eagles make some type of little bit of move. All I want is like depth. I want a depth running back. I want a depth safety. I want, that's really it. Maybe a defensive tackle if I'm getting greedy, but that's really it. I want Brown Steelers Thursday night football a couple weeks ago. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. That is dope. Yeah, I probably could have got cheap tickets to this Houston game. Ain't nobody gonna try and go see that game other than Eagles fans. It'll be interesting, man. But look, the question is, do I think that the Philadelphia Eagles can go 17-0? I was kind of trying to wait to answer that question just because, I'm trying to see if the Eagles make any moves here. But even if they don't, this Philadelphia Eagles team is beyond ready. I think that this Philadelphia Eagles team can figure out anything at this point. We've won ugly, we've won pretty, we've won off the back of good games, we've won off the back of defensive games. We've won in many. All right, my bad. I don't know why my thing just it just like died on me. Make sure y'all can hear me though. Y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me because it's you gotta love technology. But either way, I think that this Philadelphia Eagles team can win in any type of situation. So yes, I think that this Philadelphia Eagles team can go 17-0. I don't know if it will happen. I don't think it will happen. I'm more around 14, 15 wins though. I think, and it's funny because I said prior to this season that we were going to hit 14 wins on the show with James. I said we were going to hit 14 wins. People said I was crazy. People said I didn't know what I was talking about. I'm a homer. I'm this, I'm that. You look at this schedule, and again, we can do it again. We can look at this schedule again. The Eagles don't play any team that on paper or ahead of time should worry us. Don't get me wrong. Every team you have to worry about and every team you have to game plan for and take every team as a new challenge. But at the end of the day, I'm not going into one game thinking we might win, might lose this game. I think we can win every single game. Something might happen. Health is the key, in my opinion, right now. I feel as though if as long as we stay healthy, there's not many teams that can beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I said this during their win streak last year when they went on that win. I don't even say win streak, but we obviously started off 2-5 on the tail end of that. I said the only team that can beat the Philadelphia Eagles at that point was the Philadelphia Eagles. We saw them continuously beat themselves, whether it was bad decisions from Jalen Hurts in the playoffs, whether it was bad defense in the playoffs, whether it was bad coaching in the playoffs. We saw the Eagles beat themselves most of the time. This year, I think it goes even further and even deeper than that. I think that the Philadelphia Eagles cannot be beat by any team on their schedule going ahead, going forward. I'm not afraid of any single team in this division. Not one division opponent worries me. Not one conference opponent realistically worries me. I think that the Philadelphia Eagles can make it to the Super Bowl, and that is when I'm going to figure out who these Philadelphia Eagles are, because now I know that they're Super Bowl contender. I know that. I want to see them against the best of the best. I want to see them against the Bills. I want to see them against the Chiefs. Whoever represents your side, I want to see that. I want to go back against Tampa Bay Bucks in the playoffs. I want all the smoke this year. That's it. I want all the smoke this year. Like last year, I was very honest about what this team was. We were trying to build something. We were trying to figure something out. And to a certain extent, I still feel like we're trying to build something. We're still figuring out what this team is all about and what the future of this team is going to be all about. But I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. I want every single time. I want it. Y'all could tell me I'm crazy for thinking that we could win 17 games. And we're gonna probably talk about it tonight on Best of Enemies, because I'm sure he's gonna ask me that. But we can. We can. Will. I don't know what's up with my mic, man. I don't know what's up with my mic. But are they a team that can get through any adversity? A loss is going to be the only thing that we have not had to deal with yet. A loss is the only thing we have not had to deal with yet. I want to see what happens when the Eagles go against that type of adversity. I don't need it to happen. Don't get me wrong. You want to go win 20 games this year, not lose a game, fine by me. But I want to see what happens, because it's kind of inevitable, right? Going undefeated is tough, but we'll see. We'll see. So you guys let me know what y'all think. Y'all think we can go 17-0? Because I definitely do. I definitely do. The Digital Print House says I'm flying out tomorrow to Houston from Tampa. I actually make shirts and stuff for Trevor over at the Players Club. Small world. Hey, that's dope. That's dope for Fanfield. For Fanfield, that's dope, bro. Yeah, I work for him with Fanfield. We gotta connect, because I know me and you. I know you dropped in the chat a couple of times talking about merch. I definitely want to connect on that, man. But holla at me, man. Holla at me. That's crazy though. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, small world. Shout out to my dog Trevor, bro. What's going on, Nina? I love to run Eagles. Yeah, Eagles are looking good. What is it? 10 games in a row that Jalen Hurts has won in the regular season. Yeah, most in franchise history. I mean, little thing to a giant, but let's get it. I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke, because, and I'll end it like this. All right. I was asked today, do the Eagles have any weaknesses? Yes, the Eagles do have weaknesses. And the scariest part of that statement is we're still undefeated. The Eagles have things they need to improve upon, and we're still undefeated. The Eagles have played some very sloppy games, some ugly games, made mistakes that you can't make in the Super Bowl, you can't make in big games, and are still undefeated. The Eagles have time and time again came from places that they should not have. You can go back to years before the Super Bowl run. We were a team that people thought were going to be terrible for years after Chip Kelly was gone. People thought we were going to be terrible for years after Carson Wentz has gone. This team is something special. Not only is this team something special, this team is not fully developed yet, not fully there yet. So, yes, the Eagles have a lot of things that are weaknesses. The Eagles have a lot of things that they need to improve upon. But the Eagles have shown a lot of ways to get past those inefficiencies, those deficiencies, those, the things that they need to be better at. They've gotten past that to the tune of 7-0. To the tune of 7-0. So I want the smoke, man. Can the Eagles go undefeated? Yes, they can. You guys let me know what y'all think in the comments. Other than that, I'm about to get out of here, man. I am going to be back on later on with my guy James for Best of Enemies. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Peace!
Everywhere. This is for you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird game nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling with Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man soft. Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randolph. Season here, early time to do them in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.